the famous Yu-Yangs will certainly split any front that we've got. Sprint cars are completing their engine starts. Our first look at the 19-year-old from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the reigning Knoxville Nationals Sprint Car Champion of the world. Ryan Timms slots into the V25 for Jack Lee Racing. What a tilt this is. Only jetted into downtown Terang yesterday. Got the seat fitted. Had a minor hiccup when they fired the engine. That's another story for another time. But the V25 with Ryan Timms, one of the biggest draw cards of the week. Boy, it's cool to see Jeff Drew here, the Grand Poobah of Avalon Raceway, just overseeing the operations here on the infield of his beloved venue at Lara in Geelong, Victoria, Australia. Brock Hallett's back, a former president, the GW Racing, Kaiser Wheels, Q5. A number of past champions. B-Rock's one of those, Jake Morrell, and a real, I'm going to say it, track specialist. I've gone out hard, gone out early, but with 50-plus cars to have a track specialist that calls Adelaide home these days, registered Q5, that's a big task. But when he's a former President's Cup champion, former track champion, and then, of course, runner-up to Ryan Newton last year. You know Brock Hallett is very strong around Avalon Raceway.
Yeah, 100%. You talk about previous President Cup winners, of course. One is right on your screen now, driving for the Downey Brothers Racing Team from St. Mary's. It's the S97 of Ian Madsen. Great to have Ian in the house here tonight. Looking forward to what he can put together. We know what he... prior to his win, Gav, and you know as much as I do, prior to his win, he wasn't a fan of Avalon Raceway, but that soon changed things when he picked up the win right here in 2023 for the President's Cup.
Isn't that funny how a simple feature race win can change your whole outlook on a racing surface?
Yeah, but not any feature win. We're not talking about a club round for the President Cup.
New Zealand is one of 3 continents represented here tonight. Max Guilford, the Tony Elliott Foundation, Doric supported 1NZ. We need to put an X in there somewhere, right? We just need to put an X in the 1NZ for Max. Gee, he's been lively, been so quick. Only 23 years of age out of Auckland, New Zealand. There is Callum Williamson, the Avalon Group, New Groundwater Services, number 3 from Geraldton, WA. Been speedy all season, devoid of a little luck. Broke a steering box on last Friday night at Tolma Speedway. Blisteringly quick. Unfortunately, just clipped the wall at Warrnambool on Sunday night as well.
And Gav, it's probably a really good opportunity talking about Callum Williamson over in the West. Obviously, the air horns play a big part over there, and they're here tonight. We probably might need to take a little bit of control, I reckon, with these air horns.
Yeah, anybody that's blowing an air horn right now, put your hands up. Hands up if you're blowing an air horn. Right. Right, now just a little calm, a little quiet. Out of common courtesy for everybody sitting around you, we'll use them at the appropriate time. Let's just lay that out clearly right now. There'll be your favourite driver, there'll be a heat race win, there'll even be the 4 wide later on. But let's have a little respect for those that are paying their good money to be here tonight on a Wednesday evening, just in this early stages. It's like a new Christmas toy. I'm excited too. I love the sound, I love the environment that it's creating, but let's just park the horns until an appropriate occasion. Please and thank you.
We probably didn't have it on the bingo card to be one of a problem here tonight at Avalon Raceway, but it's, well, it should be a good problem to have. If we can keep it in good check, it'll add to the atmosphere that we've got here at the Place for Pace.
Absolutely. Interestingly enough, you mentioned a couple of drivers. The last 3 consecutive, make that 4 consecutive, are all here. Ryan Newton was the 25 champion. The 24 champ was Brock Hallett. Ian Madsen was 23. Then 22 and 21 was James McFadden. So J-Mac is also a past winner of the President's Cup here at Avalon Raceway. The only other driver in the field tonight that's won a President's Cup on a Wednesday evening was in 2017, and that was Carson Macedo. Now, believe it or not, Carson won that event, I believe, if memory serves me correctly, driving for Dave Challens of the Camden Signage and Building Services number 45 team, well before he struck a relationship with Sean Dyson for so many years. And then more recently, with John McClellan, the J&S Drilling number 60 car out of Western Australia. Carson also in victory lane at Tolma Speedway recently, continues to show some speed. Probably none more so than his very talented 25-year-old brother, Cole Macedo. We'll see him in a few moments as Flight 2 cars come out onto the circuit. Nice evening, not too hot. a little breezy, and we'll get a little chilly around 9 p.m. tonight. So I hope everybody that's perched up in shorts and a t-shirt has packed something warmer. Let's put it that way. Jock Goodyear at the wheel of Black Magic, the T22. The steely stare of the former national champion. Boy, he's got a big week. No question as well. Lockie McHugh driving for Domain Ramsey in the CNH Trucking number 2. Blisteringly quick. He's been unlucky at times. Jake Morrell hasn't yet to win the President's Cup here on a Wednesday night, as there is the 2021-22 President's Cup champion in the PCB Asbestos and Demolition, hot weld supported. Number 1, James McFadden, somewhat of a track specialist around here as well. That's twice I've used it. There's some drivers that have been very strong here at Avalon Raceway.
Adding to your list there, of course, James McFadden going back-to-back in 2021-22, who added to his already record of the President's Cup in 2016. So we've got some quality out on track at the moment, including the new Trent Holmes Queensland Business Sales Q66 of Ryan Newton. What a build-up it has been for him to be here. And Gav, what a last 12 months it's been for Ryan Newton. From the President's Cup to where he went to over to America, winning a number of feature races with some big guns over there, and now coming back, putting the pedal to it.
And mate, just shy of 100 events Ryan Newton will have competed through that 2025 season. I know we're starting 2026 here in January, but just shy of 100, which is incredible when you consider that we talk about a 5-year apprenticeship. Traditionally in Australia, when you can only run maybe 25 to 35 events, that is extended, potentially 10 plus years. Ryan Newton is desperately trying to fast track that as speedily as he can. He's done a great job as well. He's still only 21, right? We feel like he's been around for a number of years, already won this event from the sunny coast in Queensland. I know I'm excited to watch him go back to the US. As you said, a couple of feature race wins. From memory, one was at Lernerville, one was at Lucas Oil Speedway, both August and September. Aaron Reitzel is also in town for that potent Monty Motorsports number 17, and how cool to see the Madsen name on the W95. Big g'day to Sean Carron and the outfit that have made the haul over. That was a last-minute announcement this week as well, that the Madman Kerry Madsen will now compete throughout the remainder of this week in that 95 car, and great to see him in.
Certainly is, as you talked about before. Cole Macedo just picked up the win at the International Sprintcar Carnival at Premier Speedway, and that makes it back-to-back. And we talk about form not only in sprint cars and Speedway, but for any other sport. If you've got good form, it puts you in good stead. And of course, Cole Macedo comes in here tonight at Avalon Raceway for a recent feature win. And well, it's been an up-and-down world for Cole Macedo, but he's definitely got the pace and looking to put it right on track here at Avalon Raceway as Jake Smith in the Papunga Grains Victoria number 72 joins us here tonight after his stint at H'Bree Stockfeed Simpson Speedway. As you said, Gav, that essentially, officially kicked off Classic Week.
I know what you mean. No doubt. TK is back from San Jose, California. Boy, Jimmy and Ben and the whole Matchett family have done an incredible job to bring back one of the most popular Americans, I think, to ever grace our shores. Former Classic winner, ironically enough, driving for Sean Dyson at the time. So nice to see Tim Kading here. That is the familiar eyes of Jai Corbett from Gympie in Queensland. Pushing off our first hot lap session of the night. Engine heat is being completed. Flight 1 cars are on track. This is a simple formula tonight, folks. I really hope you enjoy that you're able to, once the heat race is completed, you're able to allocate a starting position in either a dash or one of 2 B mains tonight. We're not accumulating points. Your finishing position is everything. So once heat 1 is done, you know where your favorite driver will start in the next event. We'll endeavor to give you an update as best we can. It's tricky, but it's effectively 2 flights. If we had 50 cars check in, which were a little more than that, you split the field straight down the middle in 25. Then 24 out of qualifying will go directly to our qualifying heat races. We were waiting on an update, Jake, to whether or not we would in fact exceed 12 cars per heat and go to 13 to accommodate the high caliber field that we've got here this evening. So we will confirm that as quickly as it comes to hand.
And 2 things, Gav, as well. To be able to keep up tonight, there is racinggrids.com.au that you can simply jump onto your phone or your browser and keep up to date with all of the live grids that are going on in the upcoming events. The second and the most exciting is that the President Cup programs are available at the ticket box and canteens. It's a limited edition. It's $5 and you get yourself a 20-page program with all of the information that you need to keep up to date with tonight, along with the nominations, updated the format, the program, everything you need, including the honour roll as well.
Boy's baby-faced. Won the Knoxville Nationals as an 18-year-old, now recently turned 19. Boy, has this kid got the world at his feet. Won 6A mains down at Huset Speedway to wrap up their track championship as well. Won regularly at Knoxville Raceway. And the General, Jack Lee, suggested that we might pick up Ryan Timms if we were able to. And Timms jumped at the opportunity. That's once the decision was made between the two parties. Of course, Sheldon Hodenshield and Jack Lee, that the deal would not continue into 25-26 season. So, boy, we're pumped for our car owners that make some of the most exciting decisions for us as race fans to watch some of the best in the planet go to work during the next handful of race nights. So, continuing engine heat for the Flight 2 cars. Everybody that's intentionally in Flight 2 will head back to the pit area. We'll hot lap and qualify Flight 1 cars. And that's where, Jake, if you go quick time, not only do you pick up that $250 Hoosier Tyres voucher for being the quick time overall between the two flights, you lock away a pole position start in the opening heat race. Second quick will go to pole in heat 2 and so forth down the line. Flight 1 cars will seed the heat race starting positions for heats 1 and 2. Same rules apply for flight number 2. They will seed the starting positions in heats 3 and 4. It's a very simple formula tonight. The quickest 2 cars in your heat race, i.e. you finish first or second, you'll go to our President's Dash. If you finish 3rd and 4th in your respective heat race, you'll go to the B Dash. Top 2 finishes in the B Dash, they will advance and make up our President's Dash as well. So a little few things, a little intricacies that we just need to wrap our head around, but it's still a nice format to be able to get stuck into. What do you make of the flip side? Is it magenta? Is it pink? Is it purple?
It's been flipped, hasn't it?
Mate, it has been flipped. Stephen Loader, the Magnet Towing and Transport Flipside Energy Drink. It's a brand new flavour, and I'm not too sure I'm across it.
No, I love what Stephen Loader is doing, and it must be classic week if we're coming out with some new designs. Obviously, we've talked about the Black Magic with Jock Goodger. There's a couple other drivers that have changed things up, including who we just mentioned, the Victoria number 10, Stephen Loader. Well, it's the figure 8 program going on again, Gav. This is where we just hold our breath for a second.
Yeah, I know. A couple of drivers that are trying to make their way across, but they are experts. They've done this before. They'll just filter around. How cool does the Penrite signage look? I'm not sure if I'm going to call it a banner. Somebody needs to name it. But the exit road back to the pit area, adorned in Penrite signage, you know, and when you look at around the venue, we quite often say not much has changed at Avalon. I've got to be honest, with Penrite coming on board, in compliments to Napa in Geelong. Now, I know Napa are dotted right around the world, but Napa in Geelong are the sole people that are involved with us. So if you choose to spend your money anywhere in the Geelong region for any of your motoring needs, motorsport needs, your Penrite oils, please support those that support Avalon Raceway. It's been an amazing off-season with the addition of the Speedway Operations Manager, David Mills, in compliment to the Drew family that have already done an amazing 50 years here at the Lara venue, to now be able to bring household names like Penrite Oils, Napa Auto Parts Geelong, in addition to all of the other great partners that are already established like Kubota Tractors. That's the thing that you see is such a difference here. Not only one giant screen, Jake Morrell, perched over in turn number 4, right behind the pit mound, where those guys are like the MCD members. Very hard to get them excited. But there's one giant screen over in turn number 4. And for those fans at the main straight that always said, but we can't see the giant screen, there's another one perched up over behind turn number 2 for all of the replays a little bit later on, all of the driver interviews, all of the cool stuff that goes on at a race meeting we're able to cover, and just increases the value for the ticket that you purchased a little bit earlier on or during the week. And we appreciate every one of you for coming out and joining us on a Wednesday night just lifts the intensity a little, Jake Morell, as we're getting set. There's so many stories of all of our combatants that are here with us. Callum Williamson, Callum's corner. That's the signal that you can fire those horns, because if you've ever been to the Perth Motorplex, Callum's corner is reaching epic proportions. Anytime that W3 car rolls by turn number 1, the horns light up. So if you're a Callum Williamson fan, that's your moment.
And if you're not too sure what we're talking about, Gav, it's almost the equivalent of Bay 13 at the MCG.
Yeah, it gets a little rowdy, right? Fittingly, the Doolan's heavy haulage T62 is one of the first cars out onto the circuit, driven by Launceston or Westbury's. Just a little dot on the outside of Launceston, Tasmania. From Westbury, it's Tate Frost, arguably one of the most popular drivers in the pit area tonight. Nice to have the newly crowned WA Sprint Car champion in the QV. Dan Golding Racing, Dasco, Elevate Trailers and Mules, number 71 of Caden Manders. You know, the cool thing for me too was when Caden won the WA Sprint Car title back in December, Jake, on the same night, he won the Speed Car event. That is tough to do. Sprint Car in the main, Speed Car in the main, and that kid, Caden Manders, did both.
Yeah, certainly does. Obviously, grit his teeth in speed cars and now has the opportunity in 410 sprint cars, and he's taken it with both hands, and he's a dominant force over in WA, especially when the big guys rolled in. A number of Americans were over there with the Oz vs USA and Speed Week, and well, this is another one that he's going to join us here tonight, that 95 Kerry Madsen Fennel tyres.
Yeah, I was a little nervous for a moment.
We got there.
Yeah, gee, this kid's been busy. Last weekend he was in Chile, Tulsa, Oklahoma, running the Chili Bowl. Nice to welcome him back. A little warmer. Driving the TML Transport Lewiston Haulage. Luke Storer in the S98. Hot lapping the first group here at Avalon Raceway. The President's Cup. We'll work through our times, albeit the first group, you know they won't be setting the world on fire. No doubt about that. Nonetheless, it's just a little shakedown. Generally only 2 laps, practice laps we call them.
Adam Butler also joins us from Queensland in the ProTech. Q10 as the first laps come through. Kerry Madsen, the Madman, 15.564. It's something that we refer to in terms of the times, as Butler will call it a day. He just moves to the go-kart track on the infield there. This will be a short, sharp session for hot laps. Stubbs has his guest, Penrite, podium girl, with him today as well. He'll be enjoying that one. Stubbs, 40 plus years of service right here at Avalon Raceway. Peter Dukas is out on track as well. He's been in hot form in that Waterville Locksmiths, Victoria number 98, and we'll talk about the unlock to top 10 a little bit later on. Jordan Charge, one of the only cars that are here tonight to contest that extra $1,000 bonus. Kerry Madsen still the quickest, most cars in a 15-second bracket, 15. Now there goes Storer. As Gav said, the young gun out of Portland, Victoria, 14.872, the only car. Make that 2 cars now in the 14-second bracket. Madsen, Storer, Manders, Frost, Dukas and Butler, all in this 6-car hot lap session. If you've just joined us here at Avalon Raceway, this is hot lap session number 1. You have not missed a beat. And if you're here at track, well, we are just gearing up for a huge night. Storer still 13.873, almost a second difference at this point between Storer and Kerry Madsen, as the white-yellow flag will come out. And just like that, hot lap session done and dusted. And Gav, 13.873. I know that we can't get too excited.
True.
But almost just under a second difference between him and the Madman.
Yeah, the Protect Insurers hitch campers, number 10 of Adam Butler. He was quick to come infield. So already looking at that left side, you can see the Inglis Racing Engines sticker on the oil tank. And it looks like the bonnet might be coming off for Adam Butler, so we'll endeavour to keep you up to date on that. Tate Frost was the quickest car that Jake was talking about, and a little extended session as well. And generally what we'll see in this situation, given the current conditions, to give these guys an opportunity, we'll roll 2 laps under yellow and then we'll drop the green for a legitimate 2 laps, just endeavouring to give them as near as qualifying conditions as we can. Given flight 1, has in excess of 25 cars. You know, it's a lengthy time between their qualifying and the last run of our hot lap. So it can be maybe 3 to 4 seconds, Jake, is what I'm probably reading into the difference. And already you can see the times tumbling as Caden Manders goes bang.
And it's R&D tonight. We've got so many interstate drivers, international drivers. Testing here on Hot Lap Session is so important, not only for the car in terms of any vibrations and setups, but this might be the first, second or third time that some of these drivers have been. If not, it's been a 12, 18-month break in between runs.
Yeah, 13.5 for Luke Storer, Kerry, 13.8. Caden Manders, 14.1, 14.1 for Tate, Dukas, Butler, who's unfortunately on the infield. Bonnet's coming off for Adam Butler. So white flag is out. Not too sure if we can get our guest flag waver as well, a little recognition. Stump is pretty handy at selecting some new fans to go and wave the flags. A very special opportunity here at Avalon Raceway. And I gotta be honest, he's done a good job with this selection. Luke Storer, quickest with a 13.441. No stranger to being quick time, a relative newcomer. Of course, the reigning Chariots of Thunder Sprint Car Series champion from 2025 now. It's last year. It's incredible how time is skipping away already into Classic Week. Hello, Michael. Good to see you with us as well. Great crowd in here at Avalon Raceway on a Wednesday night. Happy Classic Week, everybody. Welcome to those that have travelled either from Hastbury Stockfeed, Simpson Speedway on Saturday night, or Tolmer Speedway on both Friday and Saturday night. In fact, from Mildura, if you hear the previous Wednesday night, 1 week ago, welcome to you. Hope you're enjoying the tour down under.
And Gav, I don't know if the guys in the trailer can get a little bit of an image of what's going on in Merchandise Alley, but that was going off earlier on. It was there we go, there's our guest flag waiver.
Now, it's hard to believe that Stump has hand-selected this special guest flag waiver. I wonder how he achieved that.
That's what I was talking about, Gav. I don't know if you had an opportunity to go see the silver bullet for Penrite Oil and all of the merchandise that was in that trailer that was going on from the Bathurst celebrating 100 years. There's $5 hats, there's wide brims. You name it, they've got it, and that's a beauty.
Yeah, a lot of freebies as well, a lot of giveaways. They're big on the promotion of Penrite Oils, and we appreciate their support of this, the Kubota Tractors President's Cup for 2026, as presented by Penrite. It's got a nice ring to it. Really looking forward to Jordan Charge. He was in victory lane late last year in the Brand Sprint Car Speed Week round. Adam Butler is changing a mag box as well. So work going on. He really only completed 1 lap. He never got into the second half of that opening session of hot laps. So Jake will keep a close eye on he. Jordan Charge moving into position. Unfortunately, the car didn't fire on the first push. We'll take a trip around the speedway on the main straightaway. Mick Sala rejoins us, the KRGS Mega Cash number 56. I like the green, Mick. Doing a nice job. He rolls into turn number 1. We draw our attention way back to turn number 4. The J&S Drilling, Warrnambool Crane Hire supported W60. Big day to you, Johnny McClellan. Thanks for bringing Carson Macedo, the 2017 President's Cup champion, back to Avalon Raceway. The JMS Painting, Rogers Constructions number 88 of Tim Kading. Nice to have TK here with us as well. Brett Hobson, the HFR number 96. He's circulating in this hot lap session. So too is the Corbett's Group Castrol-backed NQ10 of Jai Corbett. So this little session already dipping lower into the times.
Yes, certainly are. Salah was 14.5, Macedo 13.9. So we started at that 17-second bracket. Now we're down to 13 seconds. Jai Corbett has been banging down the door, hasn't he, over these last couple of events. 14.3 for Corbett, Salah 14.3. Macedo still the quickest in this group. This is hot lap session number 2. And essentially seated in between Flight 1 and Flight 2. So this will be that second pairings of Flight 1 that we'll see in qualifying a little bit later on. We'll keep up to date with all the action and how it unfolds as the yellow light will come on. Carson Macedo, the WA 60 13.538 the quickest. Tim Caning, 13.955. Seller, 14.287. Jai Corbett, 14.3. And Brett Hobson, a 14.487. Rounds out hot lap session number 2 right here at Avalon Raceway for the Kubota President's Cup presented by Penrite Oil.
Yeah, solid, wasn't he? Carson Maceda was so used to that New South Wales 99. Big g'day to you, Sean Dyson, if you're watching. We miss you. He's exited the sport of Speedway, and we certainly miss him. Really cool to have John McClellan pick up Carson and take him west and then also bring him east. And Carson Maceda, as we said, won this event driving for Dave Challenge back in 2017. Hard to believe at about the time that he really wasn't an outlaw of the note that he is now. Hard to believe that he's won 58 World of Outlaw A-Mains since that time. The first of which, incidentally, was back in California in 2014. He's become one of the greats. And again, a second hot lap session for this second group. That probably surprises me a little, Jake. Having said that, to be fair, it's still Greasy on top. The Drew family have done an amazing job this season with a very racy surface, so I trust their judgment.
Yeah, and I think the instructions that come through the one-way receiver just then was pretty much just go a little bit higher if you can. We'll give you an extra session, extra hot lap session. Can you just help us out and just go that mid to high track at the moment? And I think that's replicated what we can see right now. Cars are running a little bit higher. Although the times might be slower and we don't see too many cars improving, Gav, we see the track improving, getting higher and higher as we get wider into qualifying.
Yeah, true. They continue to chase that moisture as Jai Corbett hauling the mail off turn number 4 to the main straightaway. He was 4th quickest with a 14 flat. 13.2s just up the road. So that's their final check before qualifying for Flight 1 cars involved in that hot lap session. They'll come to the infield. Jam-packed in here at Avalon Raceway in the midst of Classic Week. Welcome if you tuned in on Clay-Per-View from right around the country, if not the world. Already receiving some nice messages. People that are tuned in on a Wednesday night, a work night from interstate and around the country, welcome to you. Settle in for a great night. We're in the midst of engine hot laps.
You know it's Classic Week, Gav, when you drive in to Avalon Raceway and there is more caravans and trailers than there is actual cars.
The campers, yeah.
That's when you know it's Classic Week. Everyone's joining us on the road, of course, as you mentioned, starting tonight, moving to the Mount tomorrow night, Borderline Speedway, then on to the Classic for 3 nights of action. It's Classic Week. Where else would you want to be than right here? Finish work early. If you're just finishing work, still plenty of time to make your way down.
Yeah, absolutely. Pesca would want to go back to Simpson, wouldn't he? He was so good. The Print Market ABSS. The Stark family owned and tuned. Number 27 of Danny Pesca picked up 10,000 to win in the 360 LS event down at Heytesbury Stockfeed Simpson Speedway. Gee, it's a popular venue with the drivers. They love how that place races. Jeremy Kupsch rolls out. I like it a lot as well. The V47 of Jeremy Kupsch continues to build his inventory. I see a brand new car tonight. It's no powder coat on the 47. Heard a frame earlier in the week, or earlier in the month, I should say, down at... Now, it was earlier in the week now that I'm on a Wednesday night down at Simpson. So a brand new car for Jeremy here this evening. Our first look in action at Ryan Timms from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, the reigning Nationals champ in the Lilies Lane Quarries League Contracting V25, and I'm excited for this kid. The world at his feet. Wears spectacles, there's nothing wrong with that, but he literally looks like a kid. 19 years of age. Ethan Wiley in the Cowbiz T15 and is on track. Our first look at Jock Goodyear in Black Magic. Lockie Corn. The Sander Engineering Fire Service Plus. N9, Ian Madsen. And the Downing Brothers, number 97. The 27 of Pesca. The 47 of Cut. And the 22 of Goodyear as they rocket their way through. Hot lapping here at Avalon Raceway.
Certainly a hot lap session number 3 out on track at the moment. Pesca, a 14.273. Jock Goodyear, T22, 13.402 is currently where that sends. And, well, Ryan Timms in that Victoria number 25, 13.5 is the second quickest out there at the moment. And this is the first laps for Timms. Pesca, Ian Madsen, Lockie Court. Ethan Wiley and Jeremy Cups, a 15.025. So Goodger still top of the tree. Lockie Court's got some good times going on at the moment, a 14.2. Just caught up in a little bit of traffic ahead as the checkered flag will come out. So a little bit traffic impeded in the end there for Madsen. But Jock Goodger, the T22, quickest out on track, a 13.096. Ian Madsen, a 13.425. And Ryan Timms, his first siding lap here at Avalon Raceway, 13.544. Not bad, as you said, Gav, for a 19-year-old to come out here at Avalon Raceway. Much different to the American tracks that he's used to.
Yes, it is. Avalon's much different to a lot of tracks, right? If you've come from the Perth Motorplex and you're wheeling around Avalon, you're in for a rude shock. If you came from Tolma to get to Avalon, you're probably in for a rude shock. And I mean that with respect. This place has been racing bad to the bone all season long, and it has done for many, many years. Jock's Black Magic, mate. You like?
Yes. I'm normally a colour guy, but I love the gold. Peter Dukas also does it for me with the gold. And
you're not going to say no, are you?
No.
Come on.
You reach for gold, you display gold, you get gold.
Is that right? That's what you're running with. Jake Morrell upstairs. So that group of hot laps, it's only practice laps, no points, no prize money. Some will be happy, some will be searching. Qualifying, it gets so important. So much is on the line for your qualifying. It seeds your heat race. If you're the best car in qualifying, you not only pick up the $250 bonus from Who's Your Tyre Australia, but you get pole position in the opening heat race. If you're second quick in qualifying coming up, you'll start pole position in heat race number 2. That's how we roll here at Avalon Raceway tonight. It's a fan-friendly format. Even I can follow it. Field pushing off. B-Rock in the GW Racing Kaiser Wheels Q5. The 2024 President's Cup champion. He was runner-up last season. He's a former track champion of Avalon Raceway. Really jets around this place very quickly. He joins us for this hot lap group. Dylan Menz, the men's training in high, number 46. The Tolma Speedway, Valvoline supporter, number 47. He's a perennial quick timer here at Avalon Raceway. Marcus Dumsney joins us in the field. The Avalon Group, W3 of Callum Williamson's on the Speedway. The V3 of Stephen Spark. Hallett, nice to welcome to the Speedway. The X1NZ, there, I just dubbed it myself, of Max Guilford. The GBE T7 of Tim Hutchins. And I thought Tim and Donna and I were friends until I woke up this morning, but that's another story. Here we go, Jake Morrell hot lapping the next group, Flight 1 cars here at Avalon.
Yes, certainly are. Hot lap session number 4. Very shortly, we'll get ourselves into qualifying. 2 laps to lay it down on the line, and this is just our final chance to get a little bit of a tune. And well, Timmy Hutchins has got a little bit of speed behind him. He went quickest for a moment there. Marcus, the N47, 13.1. We're very close to the 12-second bracket in hot lap session number 4. Dylan Menz has been busy over the last couple of weeks, hasn't he, in the Q46? 13.169. So Marcus, the only car in the 12-second bracket. Callum Williamson, 13.2. Max Guilford, a 13.7. Timmy Hutchins, 13.7 as well. Brock Hallett, a 14-second time at this point, and Stephen Spark rounds out our 7-car field that we have. And just like that, checkered flags is away. Hot lap session done and dusted. And we've got to thank the good folks at APCO for fueling us up here for a hot lap session. We thank them, big supporters throughout the whole season for Avalon Raceway. Marcus Dums at the N47, quickest hot lap session number 4 at 12.673. And well, what a helmet that was, Gavin White.
Yeah, you could take a cheeky peek and see the lid of Ryan Timms. Gee, the General doesn't hold back. It was big news when he brought Sheldon Hordenshield out. That ended very close to a classic win on debut. Brock Hallett, well, he had other ideas in one of the most famous finishes at the granddaddy of them all a couple of years back in the 50th annual.
I would love to see Jack Lee's phone book and his contacts that he's got in there, just to roll down to the next one being a Knoxville National winner.
Yeah, spare a thought for his long-suffering, long-serving crew chief, Chook Whitehead. When he gets the nod and says Sheldon's coming, he probably sheds a little tear and goes, man, you couldn't bring anyone with a higher profile for me? And then he wheels out the reigning Nationals champ. Just puts another car together for him. Of course, the General has been hosting Jock Goodyear throughout this year as well, and given us an opportunity to not only watch Jack, but also Jock and now Ryan Timms. That Jordan Charge Kart Magic number 60 car is still yet to fire. Boy, it is busy here on the burnout pad at Avalon. Cars are moving into position. Couple getting a little too close. Just waiting for our first batch of cars now as Flight 1 for qualifying is getting set. Jordan Charge is running right out of time to fire that 60, get hot lap and get some engine heat and take his allocated spot. He won the Brand Sprint Car Speedway round here on December the 30th. He's a track specialist there. That's number 3. Kenny Hutchins, the car owner, is just at the bonnet, the screwdrivers in hand. Colin Barker is a long-time crew member on Jordan's operation as well. Boy, heartbreaking, frustrating. Super professional. They'll sort it, they'll find it, they'll fix it. But time is ticking for him to make his allocated spot here in Flight 1 qualifying. The Kubota Tractors President's Cup presented by Penrite Oils for 2026 right here at Avalon Raceway. It's only moments away from going qualifying, Jake Morrell. Fitting the Doolan's Heavy Haulage T62 is one of the first pairings, and so too the newly crowned WA Sprint Car Champion, Caden Manders at the wheel of the QV, Dan Golding Racing, number 71. First pair is on the Speedway. Time to go qualifying.
Certainly is. Green flag is at the ready. 2 laps to put it on the line. Caden Manders will be the first to put it down. The W71 up against Tate Frost in a T62. The Dawn's Heavy Haulage a little bit high on the exit out of turn 2. First lap will come in the books for Caden Manders. Where does it sit? 13.333 for Manders. Frost goes above him at 12.895. Frost, quick time at the moment. First pair, that was quick. Manders, can he reply? No, he can't. 13.1 for Manders. Frost puts a little bit of insurance on. Hands together for Tate Frost, 12.763. That's quick time at the moment.
Oh, good. Very good. Here's Adam Butler, the mag box change. We'll see if it makes a good effect. Adam Butler fires the Q10 down into turn number 1. Joining him, Kerry Madsen at the wheel of the WA 95. Kerry fires off turn 2. He's the second car on track. Adam Butler, a 13.5, puts him third, quick in the Q10. Kerry's opening lap. That is quick time. A 12.741 puts him to the top of the standings. Boy, the first 4 cars going at it. Frost had it, Madsen's got it. Kerry, can he improve? He does. Second lap was quicker than the first with a 12.738. Kerry Madsen is quick time. Tate Frost P2, Caden Manders 3, and Adam Butler with a 13.492, and that pairing was 4th quick.
Out on the track from Waterbull in the southwest, the Victoria. Driving the Waterbull Locksmiths, Victoria number 98. Gibbon Family Homes on board. It's Peter Dukas joining him from Portland, Victoria. The Lewiston Haulage 98, it's Luke Storer. He almost goes into the concrete wall in turn 2. Dukas goes to P2 at 12.928 for Peter Dukas. Storer needs to improve, gets a cleaner lap out of turn 2. Dukas out of 4, 12.9 his current time, and he improves just at 12.895. Luke Storer at 12.961 sees him in P4. Peter Dukas, the quickest out of that pair, in P3. All chasing down the Madman with a 12.738.
Boy, that was big from Kerry. It's holding up. Tate's was good. Kerry's a little quicker. Mick Sella from Sydney, New South Wales, car number 56, joined on the Speedway. From Gympie in Queensland, the NQ10 of Jai Corbett. Corbett too, with a wealth of US experience during our winter. Salah's first lap, 6th quick. Corbett goes P3, 12.827. He's on the cusp. It's a blink of an eye. Salah looking for improvement. He does. He goes 3rd quick. Can Corbett fire his way to the top? He does at 12.654. Say hi to quick time. Jai Corbett from Gympie in Queensland goes bang with a thunderbolt on the 2nd lap of his pair of laps. 12.654 gets him to the top.
A pair of Americans will join us out here. The first from California, the N88 of Tim Kading, driving for the JMS Motorsports. Roger Constructions will be up against the J&S Drilling from Wilmore, California. Carson Macedo, TK. First lap down in the books, P5 at 12.847 for TK. Tim Kading, Carson Macedo goes quick time at 12.540 for Carson. Can TK improve? Yes, he can. P4, Carson, a quick time at 12.435. Come on, Avalon. Put your hands together for Carson Macedo.
Just goes whack. I'm pretty confident this is the pair that Jordan Charge was scheduled to be in. A solo run now for Brett Hobson, the HFR supporter, number 96. Nice and always cool to see John Walsh expertly supporting Hobson in his sprint car journey. He wheels it definitely out of turn number 4. Just a little push. He got a little tight. Solid lap, a 13.492. He'll be hoping for a little more speed. Hobson fires his way to the main straightaway. And he does. 7th quick with a 12.853. Brett Hobson in the NS96 goes 7th quick at 12.853. Carson Macedo at the top. Hoosier Tyres Quick Time Award, $250 going the way of fast time overall. That's between Flight 1, Flight 2. Macedo looking the goods.
We continue on now from Strathalbyn, South Australia, the S27 of Daniel Pesca. He's joined by the 47 in new colours here tonight, Jeremy Cups. Who's the next pair out on track, trying to chase down Pesca. Trying to move on through P6 at 12.8 for Daniel Pesca. Cups at 13.823, needs to improve. P13 for Jeremy. Pesca can't improve his time. He'll maintain P6 in that S27. Jeremy Cups improve his time. He bumps Adam Butler down one spot. He goes on to a 13.263. So P12 for Jeremy Cups and P6 for Daniel Pesca in that pair.
Black Magic. Here he comes. Hot new design for Jock Goodyear. And joining him on the Speedway in the V25, Ryan Timms. Just a Nationals champion. Just 19 years old. Jock's first lap, 2nd quick, 12.532. P2, Timms 11th quick, 12.920. 11 for Ryan Timms. Goodyear hoping for a little more. He's got it, 12.406. Timms, he too hoping for more. He goes 8th quick at 12.817. Hey Geelong, how about some noise for quick time? The Daniel Trucking Black Magic, number 22 of Jock Goodyear. That was good. Didn't have it on lap 1, got it on lap 2. 12.406. Jake Morell's what everybody else is chasing.
Certainly is. We'll keep an eye on this one. The T15 of Ethan Wiley was due to come out of this pair. You can see Ian Madsen now in that S97 for the Downing brothers from St Mary's, New South Wales. He's out on track in qualifying right now. Your 2023 President Cup winner is set to lay down the law. Ian Madsen trying to run down the S97, sits in P12. Can he improve his time? No, he can't. At 12.916 sees Ian Madsen in P12. Still trying to chase down Jock Goodyear, that T22, 12.406. That is quick. As we continue on, this is time trial flight number 1.
Yeah, I thought Tate Frost was quick at 12.7. Boy, 5 drivers have betted him. The men's trading at high number 46, Dylan Menz. The New South Wales 9, Lockie Corn. Lockie rips off turn number 2. Menz is already back to the main straightaway. Dylan Menz opening lap, 4th quick, 12.7.11. Dylan Menz good, 17th quick for the N9. Lockie Corns a 13.3, he's 17th. Menz looks like the man as he fires off turn 4, he jumps up 1 spot to be 3rd quick. A nice improvement for Lockie. His second lap better than the first at 12.814. He's 9th quick. Dylan Menz, Q46. He goes whack, 3rd quick. Nice lap, a 12.546 for Dylan.
One that will not hold anything back from Nelson, New South Wales, driving the Rowlett Motorsports Valvoline N47. It's Marcus Dumsney, the former national champion. He's up against Stephen Spark. He's got a new look from right here in Geelong with all earth moving parts on board. That's the next pair out. Marcus out at turn 4. Marcus to P2, 12.431, demotes Macedo 1 spot. Spark P19 at 13.4. Marcus, can he go to P1? Yes, he can. Marcus Dumsney, the N47 at 12.387. Goes quick time. Boy, oh boy, Gavin White. Jock Goodger just got demoted 1 spot at 12.387. You talk about quick, that is quick.
And Marcus has done this numerous times here at Avalon Raceway. So is this guy, the GW Racing Q5 is on the Speedway. B-Rock, the 24 president, joining him, the GBE. Tasmania 7 of Tim Hutchins. Hutchins and Donna. Boy, Hallett, 9th quick at 12.779. Hutchins, 10th quick at 12.797. Hallett fires through 3 and 4 to complete his second qualifying lap. 5th quick, 12.581. Nice improvement to be 5th quick. Tim Hutchins also quicker on his second lap, goes P9 at 12.763. Brock Hallett in the Q5 was 5th quick. Tasmania 7 of Tim Hutchins, he was P9.
The next pair could not come from any further away from 2 points between Australia and New Zealand. From Geraldton, WA, driving the W3, it's Callum Williamson. And alongside him is, well, the NZ1 of Max Guilford. That's the next and final pair out here for Flight 1. Williamson will be the first to put down a time. P4 at 12.457. Max Guilford, what's he got for his P19 at 12.952? All eyes now on Callum. We may need some horns if he goes quick time. He can't quite at 12.457. Final chance for Max Guilford. Puts himself in a top 10. P9 for the NZ1 at 12.741 for Max Guilford. And, well, Gav, it's time to put your hands together for Marcus Dumsney, who goes quick time at 12.387. Come on, Avalon. Have we got some horns in the house? For quick time, Marcus Dumsney. Jock Goodger, second quick. Carson Macedo at 12.435. Callum Williamson in P4. Dylan Menz in 5. Brock Hallett in 6. Jai Corbett in 7. Kerry Madsen in 8. Max Guilford in 9. And Tim Kading rounds out your top 10 for time trial session number 1, of course, brought to us by Who's the Attire Australia. And Gav, I've got to keep an eye on that time at 12.387 because there might be a little bit of an extra reward on the line.
You're on it. Boy, that is a sorry sight as that car rolls by. Dad's here, Mark Charge. Tell me what's up with that number 60 car. He was in victory lane in that car on December the 30th, but it's not firing tonight. What's up?
Very good question. So we're going to go back and have another look. We don't know, to be honest, mate. So we're going to pull back, pull the covers off again. We're going to look at pull the mag cap off and have a look under there, just see what's going on, if there's any funky. When we changed the MSD box, no difference. But yeah, seem to have fuel. We've got fuel coming out of the nozzle, so it's normally fuel or spark. So it's probably one of those two, but we've just got to narrow it down.
It's a frustrating game. Good luck.
Thank you.
Mark Charge, proud dad of Jordan. Unfortunately, that car's not firing. I wonder if he knows a thing about this. Let's have a look at the lap that sets this guy up for potentially a Hoosier Tyres voucher of $250 for quick time. Marcus Dumsney, the Tolma Speedway Valvoline, number 47, ripping. His first lap was good enough for P2. Jock Goodyear had him covered, but then absolutely flying on lap 2, puts him to the top of the standings in Flight 1. Gee, it was a magic opening lap. Sets him up beautifully, floats the car in beautifully off turn number 2. Track's in great shape, no doubt about that here at Avalon Raceway early in Flight 1 qualifying all the way through. Very consistent, and that was the lap that did it for this guy. Hey Geelong, welcome him back. He's already currently quick time. Give it up for Marcus Dumsney. Whoop, whoop. That's part of the process, and you've done this before from memory numerous times. What is it about you and one lap, Marcus?
Around this place, it's kind of what we tend to do, and it's good to start off the week really with a quick time, start off the night good speed, and keep digging from here on out. I've been in a good position at this place a lot of times, and I just still haven't got the job done, and it'll mean a lot to me to get the job done, especially to do for one for John, because this year especially, he's always like sitting right there telling you you're doing something wrong, you're doing something right. I've actually never been told I'm doing something right, but it's a bit different not having him here anymore, and I just want to get one done for him, that's for sure.
Marcus, this is a big week. How do you lay focus on one night, or are they all the same? It's just another night. It's classic week, baby.
Honestly, it's all focused on just each night and just making sure that car's fast, rotating and heading the right direction. And that's why we took the night off on Sunday. It's been a long few weeks since Boxing Day, and just wanted to recoup, spend a few days at home, get everything dialed in and come out swinging. So we've done that. That's box 1 tick, and keep swinging from here on out.
Wayne Rowett's mad for it. What he's doing at Tolma, what he's done and has done and continues to do for you. He is mad for this game.
Nah, he is. There's not many people in the sport like him, and it's guys like him that make it go around. So, hats off to everything that he does for this sport, and me included. And keep digging.
Absolutely. Who would you like to thank?
Just boys to get behind us. Mouse, Steve, and young Jack, Snow, Brock, and Valvoline, Redhead Sheds, PWR Radiators, and Kubota and Penrite for getting time behind tonight. It's a bit hard to say that one, but anyway, got it out for you. But just Johnson, Heavy Diesel, and Erwin Civil, and everyone gets behind us.
Valvoline will get plenty of love tonight, you know that. Well done, Marcus, congrats. You're in the running for it. It's not your $250 voucher yet. You're in the running. We've still got a few heavyweights coming in Flight 2.
They're not going to get that. She's slowing down a bit.
Love the confidence. Give it up. Tom, make some noise for Marcus Dumsney. They won't get near that.
Full of confidence, isn't he? Why wouldn't you when you've just picked up quick time for time trial flight number 1? With $12,000 on the line, shall I say, with a prize pool of plus $55,000 with some additional prize money being added to that. And it's an effort to everyone that has been involved in this, including, as you said, Speedway Operations Manager David Mills. Not only Penrite Oil, but Kubota for coming on board for the President's Cup for 2026, bringing you all the action here tonight at Avalon Raceway, the place for pace, as we get set for, we just rinse and repeat, don't we, Gav?
Yeah, hot lap our Flight 2 cars firstly, then we'll go into qualifying for them. So those cars were involved in flight number 1, effectively the first half of tonight's sprint car field. Now, you've gone quick time, as per Marcus Dumsney. He'll start pole position in heat race number 1. Second quick, Jock Goodyear. He now gathers pole position in heat race number 2. You follow down the line to fill our grids for heats 1 and 2. That's the formula that we're using this evening. So very simple to follow in this one as well. If your favourite driver, for example, is Lockie McHugh, driving the CNH Trucking V2, and he goes quick time, he will start pole position in heat race number 3. Second quick could be this guy, Justin Whittle, in the RBH group, number 21 out of the USA. If he goes second quick, he'll start pole position in heat race number 4, and so forth down the line. So Flight 2 cars that you're watching at the moment will seed our heats 3 and heat 4. That's how we roll. As engine starts have been completed earlier for these cars, we're about to go hot lapping. Jake Morrell, let's meet the stars in their cars.
Yeah, certainly. There's none other than right here on track, the Victoria number 2 of Lockie McHugh, driving for Domain Rams in a CNH Trucking. Just picked up the power tool recently. Wade Ornger did a wonderful job in that, and looking to add the President's Cup to his title. 3 third-generation racer, shall I say, the T45 of Chad Gardner joins us out here, doing a lot of racing on the mainland, which is great to see. From Vincenttown, New Jersey, we welcome out Justin Whittle in that 21 machine, driving for Rob Hare, as the DJE Victoria number 17 of Dennis Jones, a part of that Avalon army that we always refer to here at the place for pace. Dennis Jones has been doing a wonderful job in this season, especially around qualifying. Looking forward to seeing what he brings here tonight in that Victoria number 17. It's Iconic Yellow. As this is Iconic Blue, the C&H Trucking Victoria number 2. Lockie McHugh has not got a President's Cup to his name as he's looking to add as, well, one of the best presented cars. I say personally, you say track specialist, it's almost in some trouble. Don't get the magenta purple Victoria number 10 dirty of Stephen Loader, please. Maintain it through tonight. Hot lap session number 5, Whittle, 12.769, and someone tell him that we're just going hot lapping, please. Went up alongside Stephen Loader pretty closely there. Lockie McHugh at 12.784, Jones at 12.891, Chad Gardner at 13.1, Luke Thomas was out there in the Western Sydney Mechanical N15, 13.2, and Stephen Loader at 13.7. Hot lap session number 5.
Have you had a flip side?
I have. I'm looking forward to the new flavour testing. Have you had some?
Well, yeah, but not the new flavour. The new flavour is sherbet, hence the colour change. Now, sherbet to me is like the Whiz Fizz style.
It's a bit lighter, isn't it?
I'm nervous, right? I'm hesitant. I'm not sure if I should, but I probably need to. The Magnet Towing and Transport Flipside Energy Drink, the Sherbet Edition. For this week, new range of merchandise is on the main straightaway. They've done a great job kicking in that merchandise alley. Teams like James McFadden, Stephen Loader, who we just mentioned, Brock Hallett, Carson Macedo, Jock Goodyear, Lockie McHugh, Callum Williamson, Marcus, and everybody else involved with Penrite Oils are all perched up on the main straightaway, down behind the main control tower in Merchandise Alley. Brand new range of merch for Jock, brand new range of merch for Loader. Everybody else has got some specials going on. Check them out. And of course, those great giveaways at Penrite Oils merchandise trailer as well. Our first look at Aaron Reitzel as he fires the Gen West Monty Farms number 17 onto the main straightaway. A classic champion comes back to Australia after 12 months off. Boy, he's had a torrid season, a number of personal injuries through racing, and then to be so good and late in the season, including some stellar wins at Port Royal. And now with Luch Monty giving him an opportunity to come back to Australia, competed in Perth, Western Australia for the High Limit USA WA Speed Week, picked up a round win down at Bunbury Speedway to welcome in 2026. And Aaron Reitzel is on the Speedway about to go hot lapping. So too is this kid from Mount Gambier, Parker Scott in the SA55. Nice to see that they've gone back to their state representation. Andy Hughes is on track in the 28. The reigning champ, Ryan Newton, makes his way to the Speedway in the 66. Jake Smith in the 72. Andrew Priolo, the Gold Star Transport. Titan Ford, New Style Living, WA 8. There's so much to like about him and that team. We'll talk a bunch about our reigning champ, Ryan Newton. He runs his place well. Should have won 2 years ago when Brock won the President's Cup as well, Jake Morrell. I'm probably sure that he'd hate me reminding him of that. He was so quick in the 24 edition. Backed it up last year with a win. No reason why he won't be close this year, already hot lapping well.
Yeah, certainly. All eyes will be on him. Hot lap session number 6 in full operation right now. Parker Scott at 12.721. Caution lights will come on the track a little bit earlier. Parker Scott 12.7, Ryan Newton 12.779, Andrew Priolo at 12.862, Aaron Reitzel at 12.9, Jake Smith at 13.2, and Andrew Hughes at 13.3. And that's short and sharp hot lap session number 6. We'll see those drivers out very shortly for qualifying.
That was a little different to the first session that we talked about when they went back and rolled them in again. So track is getting to be very close for qualifying, so we should see these hot laps fly through with only a brief 2-lap session. Field heading back in. Boy, the world is excited for what this guy's got this week off the back of Sunday night's performance at SunGold Stadium. Still, the pit was a buzz, and that was from teams, drivers, and in particular fans, of course. Cole Macedo was blisteringly quick. Great look at the Steely stare from Aaron Reitzel from Clute, Texas, mid-30s now. Feel like still relatively a newcomer. He's achieved so much in the last 10 years. Brett Milburn wheels onto the Speedway for the first look. at the Presidents for 2026. Joining him from Muswellbrook, New South Wales, the Coab Industries, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, Eliminator Race Wings, number 78 of Kobe Wright. Geez, a talent. Next in line is Cole Macedo. Funky Cole Macedo. We just need a shirt with Funky Cole on. I'm not too sure if it'll stick. For the Intimidator Boats, Wormel Developments, number 40 car. Big g'day to you, Daryl Clayton. Cody's at the wheel of the mule. Thanks for giving us an opportunity to look at Cole Macedo for the 26 season. He's about to launch. Daniel Sayer is on the Speedway in the New South Wales 16. Adam Alexander in the T16. Kinza Claridge, my old mate, in the Q47. And we're hot laughing. He brings a smile to my face, Kinza Claridge, Jake Morrell, and I'm not sure why.
I think Wade Ornger refers to him as the human Red Bull can. And it was certainly that interview night that we had. And I don't want to repeat the noise, maybe a little bit later on. McFadden, Sayer, Milburn. Well, you talk about track specialists. I'm going to throw one in there. Brett Milburn, the Victoria number 68, is that. Kobe Wright at 12.950 sees Kobe Wright, the N78, go quickest in hot lap session number 7. 12.9 for Brett Milburn. James McFadden at 12.989. Cole Macedo at 13.063. Daniel Sayer at 13.3. Kinza Claridge 13.5. And Adam Alexander the 15.5. But Kobe Wright from Muswellbrook going the quickest in hot lap session number 7. That would give the young kid some confidence, Gav.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Still a teenager, learning his craft. His dad, Andrew, ran the very grueling and tough World Series Sprint Cars gig for a number of seasons. My apologies if I missed in the intro the PCB Asbestos and Demolition Hot Weld number 1 of James McFadden, but he certainly was in that group. Third quick, the 21-22 President, reigning Australian Sprint Car champion, reigning Grand Annual Sprint Car Classic champion. He's got a trio each of those, and he is the reigning champion. G'day, Brendan Claridge. Proud dad of one Kinza. I wonder what you'd say and talk about at the dinner table when you've got that kid. It'd be fun conversation, I'm assuming.
Well, he wouldn't be the first Kinza to win their President's Cup, would he?
No. Ironically enough, he is named after the legendary Steve Kinza, but Steve won it back in the 80s. That is a long time ago.
Certainly is. Went back-to-back as well, Steve Kinza.
Yeah, I noticed with interest that you had that up during the week. I was really refreshed to see a number of names. You almost forget a bunch, but he did an amazing job. That was, in fact, in early 90s, 92, 93. My bad, as always. Hot lap in the next group, Jake Morrell. Let's meet the stars.
Hot laps number 8 out on session right now. The T9 of Chris Johns is joining us. Randy Morgan, the Metal Morgan Corp, Queensland number 54. Chris Johns is that Devon Contractors, Johns Argy, T9, yellow and blue colours that are out there. Highline, oh, Randy Morgan real high on the exit out of turn 2. Maybe some issues. Bobby Daly's out there as well. Troy Hose, great to see Hosey in a sprint car. Picked up a feature win here in a modified production of recent times.
Really?
Yes.
Go Hosey. What hasn't he ran?
Well, give him 4 wheels and I reckon he'll be able to race it.
Some great pictures courtesy of the team at Clay Per View. Hope everybody's welcoming the great vision from the infield here at Avalon Raceway. Still, beautiful night for a race, but any time that you got the calibre of field that is assembled here tonight, it's always a good night for a race. Little breezy, little chilly. Off the back of low 20s, about 23 degrees, Jake, when we rolled in. It's scheduled to get down as low as 13 or 14 and probably feels like about 9 or 10 later on this evening. There was a couple of spots of rain earlier as predicted around that 7 p.m. It certainly looks a little stormy, but I feel like it wasn't going to be predicted as much and may not hurt us none. So we'll keep you posted on that. Qualifying getting set. Same rules apply for flight number 2. As we said, the quickest qualifier starts pole position of heat race number 3. These are cars involved in flight 2, the second half of the field. Boy, there's some great names as we get set to push off Our first pairing. No wonder Glenn Beaton is standing atop watching that number 21 of Justin Whittle. He's here crew chiefing on that entry for Rob Hare and the RBH group. But Luke Thomas, Jake Morrell will lead us off with the first pair.
Certainly will. The Sydney Sire, ProLube Lubrications, Western Sydney Mechanical, N15 of Luke Thomas will be the first to lay down the time. He's up against the W21 of Justin Whittle from Vincenttown. Out of turn 4, Luke Thomas has quick time at 12.8. Whittle, 12.362. Goes to the top of the tree. Thomas, can he return serve? Out of exit turn 4 he goes. 12.8 is his time, 2 laps down. Whittle, can he improve? No, he can't. But he settles for quick time right at the moment. First pair at 12.362 goes to Justin Whittle.
He looks really racy here, and I mean that with respect. When you come from places like Port Royal, where he's the track champion, it's a big joint. And to come to Avalon, it's not a big joint. Justin Whittle at the top thus far, the opening pair in Flight 2 qualifying. Lockie McHugh fires the CNH truckie number 2. Out of turn 2, he's joined on the Speedway by Chad Gardner. McHugh's opening lap. That is quick time at 12.086. Somebody forgot to tell Lockie that that was Marcus Dumsney's plan, and he's just gone whack. 12.086 for McHugh. Chad Gardner at 12.836 on his opening lap. He will stay position number 4, but Geelong makes some noise. Driving for Geelong, Carver and a Domain Ramsey, Lockie McHugh has gone number 1. That is a thumping lap, 12.086 by a bunch, Jake Morrell.
Certainly is. He's been good in qualifying so far this season, part of the Avalon Army. The DJE Victoria number 17 of Dennis Jones is joined on track, swapping his burnout car, UC Smoke, for a 410 Sprint Car, 900 horsepower. Victoria number 10 at Stephen Loader. Dennis Jones, third quick at 12.740. Loader, 13.104 sees him in P6 for the V10. Jones out of 4. Currently P3, maintains P3. Stephen Loader, 13.1 was his quickest. Now it's a 12.965. Sees him in P6. Jones the quickest out of that pair in P3. As we move on, this is time trial flight number 2.
Parker Scott fires the Auto Care SA55 down the back chute into 3. He'll get the green. Joining him on the Speedway, the W17 for Jen West and Monty Farms, Aaron Reitzel. Aaron. His first look at Avalon Raceway in anger. Qualifying mid-flight number 2. First lap for Parker, P2. That is a beautiful lap, a 12.248. Reitzel, what's he got? Fourth quick, 12.452. Parker is P2. Aaron is 4. Parker remains P2 despite being close. Can Reitzel improve? He does not. He stays position number 4. His best lap at 12.413. Parker Scott stays P2. That was impressive. And still McHugh reigns supreme at the top of the tree.
Certainly does. From the southwest of Victoria, the Victoria number 72 of Jake Smith is out on track, and joining him is the reigning president right here at Avalon Raceway, the new Trent Holmes, Q66 from the Sunshine Coast. It's Ryan Newton. Let's see where we can go with this pair. Smith, P8 at 12.942. Ryan Newton goes to P5 at 12.413. Sees him to P4, 12.401 for Ryan, shall I say. Smith, P9, maintains P9, improves his time. Ryan Newton maintains P4 at 12.401, was the quickest out of that pair, and that sees Ryan Newton in P4 as we're trying to chase down Lockie McHugh at 12.086.
It's an immaculate operation for Andrew Priolo. The transporter to the equipment to the crew uniforms, and the W8 fires deep into turn 1. Boy, I'm gonna say that was a little too deep as he fired out a shot. Whew. He won't complete his first lap. The 28 of Andy Hughes was coming off turn number 4. We go yellow. Boy, Andrew Priolo ran it deep into 1. We cut the frame. We went back to Andy Hughes, who was just accepting the green, and he fired out a shot. He was very high on the Speedway. That was a little too close for comfort qualifying. We'll see if we can rewind to the team at Clay Paview. We'll check it out as Andy Hughes, he's on the clock. First of 2 flying laps. Now becomes a solo run as Priolo sits at the back of that long queue. Boy, that is detrimental to your hopes. It's a long way from the back of the bus. 10th quick at 12.909 from the local Hope. From Gippsland, calls Traralgon home. The NTI Insurers, Hughes Plant supported, number 28. Good, honest racer from here in Victoria, and he stays in position number 10. The V28's best lap was a 12.909. Let's have a look at Priolo. Ran right through turn 1, bang, caught the wall, rode the wall, managed to keep all 4 wheels down, but not before sustaining some damage, eliminating him from qualifying laps. No points on qualifying. It seeds your heat race. If in fact he can rejoin, it'll be somewhere deep, maybe even 13th in possibly heat race number 4. It's a long way to haul to try to make the main event from there. Jake Morrell just looking for some debris in turn 1 and 2, I believe. Maybe a drive line or any other component that might have came off that W8. It was an immaculate setup. The operation is first class, from the transporter to the team, the crew uniforms, as we said, and just such a shame for him to eliminate himself from qualifying. Wonderful support from Sean Carron and the team at Gold Star Transport. Titan Ford in Melville, New Style Living. It's an amazing outfit, an amazing transporter as we get set for our next pair.
Yeah, certainly is. Just a little bit of a holding pattern. I reckon Brett Milburn may have just found what we're looking for. He's just stopped, knowing that if he pulls up next to what we're looking for, we might be able to get it off the track quicker. And you can just see behind him right there.
And things maybe, drive line. There'll be a number of components falling off that W8 car. Spare a thought too for the Grant Anderson team. The V37 hauled into Avalon Raceway tonight. Ando was a little under the weather as he was approaching Avalon, so the team have decided to park the 37 for tonight. If you haven't already done so, check out his social media post for the latest update. But our thoughts are with Grant Anderson, who the team made their way here to the venue. They're in the pit area, and unfortunately Ando not firing a shot tonight, so we wish him well for the remainder of Classic Week. So Brett Milburn on the Speedway, Kobe Wright. Great to see him celebrate a feature race win last season back home as we get set. Jake Morrell, the next pair on the Speedway.
Yeah, certainly do. Now, after a little bit of delay, we get ourselves back from Langwarren, Victoria. The Jet, Brett Milburn, he's out on track in that Victoria number 68 from Muswellbrook. It's Kobe Wright in the 78. As we continue on, this is time trial session number 2. Kobe Wright, a 13.378 sees him in P4. Brett Milburn, 7 and a 12.5 is his quickest. Can he improve? No, he can't at this point. Checkered flag comes out for Milburn, 12.485. He improves his time, but not his position. Kobe Wright, the N78. His best time at 12.378 was good enough for P4. He's put himself in a good shot for tonight.
Funky Cole Macedo. He's hot at the moment, fresh from a 15K win down at SunGold Stadium on Sunday night. The Carnival event winner wheels the Intimidator boats. Wormel Developments, USA 40, fires his way down into turn number 3 on his first of 2 qualifying laps. Daniel Sayer joins him on the Speedway. Macedo, 8th quick, 12.603. Sayer goes 8th quick, little quicker than Cole, 12.596. Has Macedo got any improvement? Goes back to 8th at 12.524. And Daniel Sayer will stay position number 9. Cole Macedo in the USA 48th quick, a best lap 12.524, 12.596 for the New South Wales 16 of Daniel Sayer in his 9th quick.
The next pair out on track from Devonport, Tasmania. The Alexandra Mechanical Joinery Products T16 of Adam Alexander is joined by the Gold Coaster. The Q47 of Kinser Claridge enjoying good support from 47 Industries and Forefront Equipment. That is the next pair out on track. Adam Alexandra will go through turn 4 to be able to put his first time P16 of 15.95. 6.5, shall I say. Kinser Claridge P16 at 12.958 for Kinser. 16 and 12.18 respectively between those two. Alexander, 13.215 sees him P17, Kinta Claridge P16 with a 12.926. That's that pairing out as we continue on for time trial flight number 2. Last few pairs coming up, including a track specialist, Gav.
A two-time president from 21-22. The reigning Aussie Sprint Car champion James McFadden is on the Speedway. Joining him, the Transall Motors Willerton Group V8 of Bobby Daly. Bobby rips into 1 and 2 a little deep. McFadden already back to the main straightaway. 9th quick, 12.582, and he's P9. Bobby, did he lose ground? He did. 14th quick, a 12.860. He will be hoping for more. James stays 8, 12.507, quickest time in the A1. Bobby Daly goes P7. Nice lap, Bobby. Nice recovery in the Transall Motors V8. He goes position 7, best lap of 12.441, 12.507 for J-Mac, and he's P9.
Next pair out on track includes this guy, the V8 29, Terry Rankin. He's handy in a Formula 500. He's handy in a sprint car right here at Avalon Raceway. He's up against the man from Missouri, the Victoria number 8, Hunter Schoenberg. No, he's not.
No.
Caution lights will come on for the V88.
Heartbreaking way to start the night. Oh boy, Matt and Renee pour so much time and effort in. Hunter Schoenberg at the wheel of the Drysdale's Chaff Mills number 88. He's not the only driver. I've just noticed myself the wind has really picked up here on the infield at Avalon Raceway, blowing towards turn number 1. We've seen a number of drivers carry so much more depth to their entry into turn 1 than probably what we'd normally see, including Andrew Priolo, who came unstuck. In fact, we saw a couple of drivers just in the previous pairing as well drive a little deeper than expected. So I'm not too sure if the wind isn't playing a little havoc with Hunter's entry there in the V88. Oh man, our thoughts go out to Matt. Pours so much time and effort in. Of course, they ventured up into Mildura last Wednesday night. They competed on Saturday night down at Heytesbury Stockfeed Simpson Speedway in the 360 LS event. And Hunter Schoenberg with a wealth of experience. Boy, and I've got to be honest, that would have just caught him by so much surprise as we catch a great replay of it. Just drove it in deep. Never really made the corner. You look like it's good, and it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter, and boom, just catches the right rear. Damages the front end, and unfortunately the V88, it won't take a qualifying lap either. The Camden Signage and Building Services supported. Drysdale's Chaff Mills enjoys great support from Stephen Loader, Magnet Towing and Transport, as well as Midwest Imports. There's so many people pour into that deal, and the V88, it's a former winner of the President's Cup as well, that car. At the time it was Stephen Bell from memory back in maybe 2011, and one of the proudest moments at his home track for Matt Eastham, the car owner of the 88. Dang it! Jake Morrell, Terry Rankin is qualifying here at the President's.
Yes, certainly is. It'll be a lone run here for Terry Rankin as he joins us. Time trial session number 2, puts his first time on the board, P13 at 12.808 for Terry Rankin, that V8 29. White flag is out. Last chance to improve. Sits outside that top 10 in P13. Can he improve? He does his time, but not his position at 12.787. Sees Terry Rankin, that V8 29 in P13, just ahead of Thomas and Gardner, who sit in that 13th, 14th and 15th spot as we welcome the next pair out on track.
Randy Morgan fires the 54 car down into the 3 and 4. He comes back to the main straightaway to get the green flag on the first of his 2 qualifying laps. Chris Johns and the Johns Agri. Devon Contractors T9 also rim riding his way through turn number 1 and 2. Morgan's first lap, P5 at 12.400. Oh boy, that was good. 13th for Johns at 12.683. Randy Morgan is on it. Already P5, no improvement. He stays position number 5, a best lap of 12.400. And Chris Johns in the T9 stays position number 13, but Randy Morgan in the Q54, a beautiful lap to be position number 5 with a 12.400. For Johns, a 12.683 will get you P13. 1 to run. Jake Morrell, just like that, we're rounding out qualifying.
Yeah, we certainly are. And how tight is this field from P1 to P10? There's half a second difference. You're just fighting for a little bit as we welcome out onto the track the father of 7 of Troy Hose, the Victoria number 57. A lone run here for Troy Hose as he goes deep into turn 4 to put his first time in the book. P23, a 14.491 for Hosey. Red, white, 57 on the entry to 3, exit out of turn 4, final run. Time trial flight number 2, it's a 14.053, and that concludes Gavin White. Flight number 2, time trial session, and Victoria number 2 of Lockie McHugh at 12.086. We spoke to Marcus quickly before when he went quick time. He was confident no one was going to beat it, but Lockie McHugh goes quick time. Parker Scott was second quick. Justin Whittle, third quick at 13.362. Kobe Wright, fourth quick. Randy Morgan, a 12.4 flat. P6 was Ryan Newton, the Q66 with a 12.401. Seventh with Aaron Reitel. Bobby Daly in eighth. Brett Milburn in ninth. And James McFadden rounds out your top 10 with a 12.507. We'll take a quick look at Lockie McHugh's lap. It was the first lap that we're looking at 12.086. As we spoke about, a couple of drivers went deep in 1 and 2. He got that one to perfection. As he rounds out of 4, you can just see how smooth, limited movement. Got those wheels straight as soon as he hit the back straight. That was the quickest out of the 2 laps. This was an insurance lap for Lockie McHugh. The Victoria number 2, of course, driving for Domain Ramsey, has made a regular appearances in that C&H trucking machine. And he's looking to put a President's Cup to his name for 2026. As we'll head downstairs with our overall quick time, Lockie McHugh, that time of a 12.086. He's standing right next to Gavin White.
Yes, he is. He's pretty pumped with that as well. Felt really good. Hey, Geelong, we saw it a little earlier. Marcus Dumsley was quick to say the track's slowing down. Nobody will beat that. This guy had other thoughts. How about some noise for your overall quick time at the President's Cup? Make some noise for Lockie McHugh. Blisteringly quick, Lockie. That was impressive.
Yeah, the car felt really nice. Just made a couple of changes after hot laps, and yeah, it was perfect there in the time trials. So yeah, hoping we can make a bit of redemption on last year. Felt like we sort of had one hand on the trophy here last year, and got the flat lap rear with about 5 to go. So hopefully we can sort of redeem ourselves from that last year and pick up a win for Domain.
Lockie, it's not your usual ride, the NQ7. I know where the transporter's parked, actually, in Ellinsford. A little surreal when you roll out and you see that transporter there, but you know the Domain presents you great equipment. It's the equivalent, isn't it, to what it is, but it's still different pipe, different car, but that's as good as I've seen you here in recent outings.
Yeah, no, obviously got Nick helping on the car tonight, and yeah, it's all pretty similar to our car anyway, so not too much to adjust to, and yeah, Nick had the car really nice then, so hopefully we can keep it that way.
Hell of a brand, Sprintcar Speedway, hell of a power tour as well, so very consistent again.
Yeah, we've been on a good run lately, and yeah, hopefully we can keep it up the front for these shows coming up.
Who would you like to thank for quick time? Who's Your Tyres giving you a $250 voucher as well, which will go a little ways down the road for racing tonight.
Yeah, thanks to Hoosier for the voucher. Yeah, Domain C&H Trucking for bringing me out here, and yeah, Nick and boys Marcus, Ben for working hard on the car.
Love your work. Good luck tonight.
Thank you.
Make some noise for quick time, Lockie McHugh. He will head back to the pits. The expert team, the C&H Trucking V2, will make the necessary changes and amendments, and they'll be back out. He will be the pole sitter in heat race number 3. That's how we roll. Jake Morrell, good to have you here. Great to have Kubota Tractors. Great to have Penrite Oils presenting the action tonight, celebrating their 100th anniversary of being in business as an Australian-owned business. And we're absolutely proud to have them along for the ride. You will need that, my little princess. In just a couple of moments, we're preparing the anthem cars. Hello and welcome to everybody that's tuned in right around the world on Clay Per View. We're excited to have you here, and even more so for the fans that have joined us on a Wednesday night here in a chilly Avalon Raceway in Lara, Geelong, Victoria, Australia, for the 2026 version of the Kubota Tractors. President's Cup is presented by Penrite Oils. Just a few moments, our flag bearers. What a representation. I still say with respect that Pennsylvanian is young at 25 years of age, driving the RBH Group. The 21 car of Justin Whittle will represent the USA, the reigning champ from the sunny coast in Queensland. In the Queensland Business Sales Q66, Ryan Newton will represent the wonderful land of Oz. And from New Zealand, the Tony Elliott Foundation, X1NZ of Max Guilford, representing the third continent in tonight's event right here at Avalon Raceway. In a few moments, Maddie Dyer will sing all three national anthems. Folks, there's been a lot going on over the last 12 months. In fact, a lot going on in recent times. If you're a proud Aussie, I invite you to sing the Australian national anthem with Maddie Dyer in a few moments. Loud and proud. Right here, we'll make plenty of noise, build the atmosphere as we get set for a huge night at Avalon Raceway. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if I could ask you to please join me in being upstanding here tonight at Avalon Raceway, as on behalf of the Drew family and the management at the team here at Avalon Raceway, I say thank you for joining us on this very special Wednesday night. To the team at Kubota Tractors and Penrite Oils, we thank you for your support of the 26 President's Cup. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, without further ado, to sing all three national anthems, I welcome Maddie Dyer.
God of nations, at thy feet, in the bonds of love we meet. Hear our voices, we entreat. God, defend our free land. God, Pacific's triple stars, from the shafts of strife and war, make her praises heard afar. God, defend New Zealand. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, all the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave? Australians, oh, let us rejoice, for we are one and free, with golden soil and wealth for toil. Our home is goodbye sea. Our land abounds in nature's gifts of beauty, rich and rare. In every stage. Advance Australia Fair in joyful strains, and let us sing. Advance Australia Fair.
Oh, yeah, come on, Geelong. Woo-hoo. If you've got an air horn, let's just shh. If you've got an air horn on the count of 3, I want you to go crazy, all right? 1. This is if you've got an air horn. Get them out, get them out. 1, 2, 3, go! Great to have you part of it. I'd ask that you please remain upstanding. Our resident chaplain, Mr. Mark Bateman, is here for tonight's invocation. Over to you, Mark.
Thank you very much, mate. And what a good sound we hear at the track here now. Want to just pause, and before we go racing, we're going to have a word of prayer for a safe passage in our event tonight. Let's pray. Heavenly Father, I want to thank you how much we love our sport. We appreciate and we are grateful for the opportunity tonight, but we do pray for safe passage. We ask for your blessing to be upon our drivers, teams, and all those that are visiting to enjoy the sport tonight. This we thank you for, in Jesus' name, amen.
Thanks very much, Mark Bateman. Hey Geelong, how good did Maddie Dyer do? All 3 national anthems sung live without a prompt. I ask that you please put your hands together for Maddie Dyer. She's a local Geelong resident and she's doing a cracking job. I hope you're all pumped up and excited for tonight. We're really looking forward to the President's Cup presented by Kubota Tractors and Penrite Oils. Great to have you along for the ride. Jake Morell is upstairs and a great crowd is in. I was right earlier, Jake Morell, when I said it's going to get a little bit chilly, and it is right on cue.
Yeah, certainly is. Some hoodies and jackets have been purchased from Merchandise Alley, and a couple from the race shop here at Avalon Raceway. It was rack stacked and full of merchandise, including some new t-shirts and hoodies. There you can still find that at the entrance between turn 1 and 2. That's the race shop here at Avalon Raceway. Programs are also available for $5 as we focus back on track. You can see on the big screen, that is Merchandise Alley. Penrite, the Silver Bullet. Callum Williamson's there as well. Jock Goodger, McFadden, Stephen Loader, Methanol Moonshine. It was all happening as we get set. This is Street Stocks. Heat race number 1 brought to us by Geelong Repo Graphics. And the lineup looks a little bit like this. The C32 of Zach Barwise will start on pole. On the outside will be the G29 of Ashley Fox. Out of 3 is the SC22 of Lee Harrison. Out of 4 is the AX13 of Dale Morrison. Out of 5 is the B48 of Mick Clark. On his outside is the Redline 99 of Steve Brook. Jensen Wilson in the C88 will start out of P7. On his outside, the DDA17 of Michael Monaghan. Scott Purdy in the AV38 will start on that final row out of P9, and on his outside, the B85 of Mick Hume. That's your 10-car lineup for heat race number 1 for the Street Stocks, brought to us by Geelong Repo Graphics.
In life, like when and where we didn't have no internet, but man, I never will forget the way the moonlight shined upon her hair. And we were trying different things, and we were smoking funny things, making love out by the lake to our favorite song, sipping whiskey out the bottle, not thinking about tomorrow, singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Singing Sweet Home Alabama all summer long. Catching walleye from the dock, watching the waves roll off the rocks. She'll forever hold a spot inside my soul. We'd blister in the sun, we couldn't wait for night to come to hit that sand and play some rock and roll.
Here we go, Jake Morell. First event of the night, the Street Stocks.
That's it, certainly is. The Avalon Raceway pace vehicle makes its way out, and we're locked and loaded. No hot laps needed here. Certainly get ourselves into position, and away we go.
What are you saying? These guys are the pros?
I'm saying they're a really good class to have here tonight. And as
They
you said,
do an incredible job for us, don't they?
yeah, they certainly do. I just love as well, we don't know which direction they're going to run in until they get to that dummy grid.
Yeah, flip of the coin, isn't it? The only category that flip-flops either clockwise or anti-clockwise. This is clockwise for those that are playing at home.
Certainly is. Green flag is at the ready. Zach Barwise in that 32 machine on the inside. That's a white and navy with 3 wide in turn 1 and 2. Thank you very much, Dale Morrison. Going the outside groove, and now your new race leader. Boy, what an opening. Half a lap that we've had so far.
Put it out there, didn't he?
Yep, certainly did. You can see how good this track is right now. Barwise in a fight for first and second as they enter in turn 1 and 2. Morrison.
Mick Hume hasn't crossed the line yet, mate. He's still stranded in turn number 4. And we do go yellow. Mick Hume, the B85. Humey. I know they came up with that nickname for Steve Hume.
I would have called him Highway.
Oh, I like it. I like it. So Mick Hume, he brings the yellows on. Never turned or never crossed the line on his opening lap. So folks, if you're playing at home, sprint cars are on track next. Heat races 1, 2, 3, and 4 will be back to back. We'll go back to street stock heat race number 2. And then we'll get stuck straight into our dashes. Both the President's Dash, the B Dash, a pair of B mains in the sprint cars. A street stock final will be in amongst them as well. And tonight's 35 lap Kubota tractors. President's Cup final will be the final event of the program presented by Penrite Oils. Nobody's catching Dale Morrison from here. Maybe Mick Clark. Can I change my mind on that one?
You
what
was
is Mick doing?
mid-sentence eating your words right there. I haven't seen it happen often as Fox gets chewed up and spat out, and the 29 goes to the rear of the field on the back straight.
Mick Clark's the defending event winner, and just as I said, Dale Morrison won't be caught. He was mid-pack and he just ripped around the top and got his way to P2, and now is reeling in Dale Morrison. Get out of it, Mick.
6 laps. I think you put your house on your line last time we were
Oh,
here.
no. I'm homeless, if you're wondering. Mick
5.
Clark, that white 48, he's just so classy, isn't he?
Certainly is. It may look basic and simple, 48, but it's quick, and I can assure you that much. Morrison, less than half a second between first and second as they just close the line now. It is 0.23 difference between them.
Scott Purdy, mate, unfortunately. He's stranded in turn number 3 and 4 as well. So Scott will rejoin at the tail of the field. Mark was quick to confirm that it was Scott tonight, not Mick Purdy.
Yes, Mick
Good day to
Purdy.
Mick if he's here and watching and
Long
privy to
time
what the
retired.
boys are saying about him. Yeah, this will suit Mick Clark, mate, with 5 to go. Perched up now on the rear push bar of Dale Morrison, the Pakenham towing number 13, our race-long leader from the drop of the green. But Clark is a weapon in streeties around here. Zach Barwise was doing a nice job. But reset, mate, reload, 5 to run.
Yes, certainly is. Talking about 5 to run, that's where Mick Clark started the B48 on that third row on the inside at a P5. Now finds his way to P2. Dale Morrison, the AX13, leads us. Single file restart. You cannot pass the car ahead of you until you get through that restart cone on the front straight. And I tell you what, Barwise was pushing it there on Clark, not letting him get away. Morrison fighting it hard to put some traction on track right there. Here comes Mick Clark, and that B48 now switches to the outside groove. Morrison to the inside. Barwise in P3. Brooke, Purdy, Wilson all deeper in this one, occupying the top 5. It's a 3-4-way battle for P3, shall I say.
Yeah, Geno's on the move. That Colac 88 gets by Zach Barwise. I like what Zach's done with the blue and the white. It's a little bit of masking tape, and I spray the top half and I spray the bottom half. Clean, but effective. It got my attention.
Well, Exeter turn 4 was not clean, I can guarantee you that much. Steve Brook gets relegated a number of spots. All eyes now, 3 laps remaining, front 2. Monahan calls it a day in that 17 car. Clark in P2, Morrison in P1, Clark to the inside. Oh, Morrison just holding on right now, 0.189.
Can't leave a lane open for him. Dale Morrison cruising mid-track. They just work the track beautifully back into some condition. I know that we quite often can be critical if they chop it up a little too much, but it's always nice and tightly packed here, and they just scuff the surface. No chance of it dusting off through qualifying tonight, Jake, when the cool air came in. White flag, mate. Clark is going to do this. You know he is.
Momentum's your friend, Mick Clark. Outside groove, turn 3 and 4. We've got one around. That's going to be Ashley Fox in the 29.
Oh,
Checkers will come out.
Green.
We continue on.
Well
Stewart's
done,
happy.
Dale.
Maximum points, the AX13 of Dale Morrison picks up heat race number 1, brought to us by Geelong Repo Graphics. Mick Clark, 0.796. The difference between first and second. Scott Purdy in P3, Jensen Wilson in 4, Mick Hume in 5, Steve Brook in 6, Zach Barwise in 7, Lee Harrison in 8, Ashley Fox and Michael Monahan called it a day on lap number 4. That's your 10 cars, just like that. Dale Morrison, heat race number 1 winner.
Well, I've still got my house. It's Mick Clark didn't get by him. Oh, thank goodness for that. Great crowd in, a little chilly here tonight at Avalon Raceway. I got to say, Penrite have been a welcome addition, really pushing the PR wheel for their brand 100.